Welcome back to Arsenal News TV, and today we're going to talk about the game where Arsenal lost 2-1 to Everton. For me, the performance was abysmal. Everyone was abysmal. The team was a shambles. Arteta got his tactics fully wrong. What is the players playing for? This is an embarrassing game for the Arsenal, for the Gunners, for the fans, for the board, for everyone involved with Arsenal. This is a horrendous game. I don't know what else you guys want me to say. As I said in the title of the video, can we stay up in the league? We're in a relegation battle. Now, as Jamie Carragher said in the commentary, he said that when Arsenal come back from the game, when they're going in their coach, they're not going to be thinking about, oh, where did Tottenham win their game? Did United win their game? Did Chelsea win their game? They're going to be thinking, oh, who's going to win the game against Fulham and Newcastle? Who's going to win? Because it's a relegation battle. Let's be honest here. Even Roy Keane stated Arsenal have enough to stay up in the league. In my opinion, I don't think Arsenal have enough to stay up in the league. The only bright sparks in the game was Bukaya Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, Joe Willock looked quite good, and Ainsley Maitland-Niles. The youngsters need to be given a chance now. These players are not up for it. Not gonna lie, I think Lacazette did really have a good chance, but for me, it was a horrendous performance by Arsenal. I don't know what else you guys want me to say. It's a poor performance. Am I Arteta out? Well, I'm literally on the brink of saying Arteta out. I'm gonna watch the next game. It's against City, and the next game against Chelsea. In my opinion, I really had this thing. Can we stay up in the league? Other than that, guys, let's get right into the match ratings. So first of all, we're gonna have Bernd Leno in goal. For me, he tried everything he could, but for me, there wasn't much he could do. In the first goal, he did come forward. In the second goal, it was a deflection. So, I mean, the other way around practically. But for me, he gets the standard 4 because he had really nothing else to do. His distribution was all right. But that's it really and truly. For me, next up, we got Ainsley Maitland-Niles, and for me, he was one of the top players on the pitch. For me, he does get a 6 at least, minimum. He can even go for a 7, but you got the loss at the end of the day. He had Richarlison in his pockets for most of the time. To be honest, let's be honest here, I think Ainsley Maitland-Niles gets the right back position in my opinion. He looks like a real force forward. He's linking up with Nicola Pepe, and he's really showing his worth at the club. And luckily, we didn't sell this guy into Wolves. So for me, he deserves a 6 for this game. Next up, we got Rob Holding, and to be honest, Rob Holding, you were the captain of this team. It was a shambolic performance. I didn't see no captaincy in you. I didn't see no fight in you. I didn't see no determination. There was the players. I'm waiting for what Arteta says in his post-match interview. If it says that the players played well, I'm going to be stressed. But for me, Rob Holding was a horrendous player. He really didn't do anything that good. And for me, he's not that good in my opinion, and for that performance, he got the own goal. He deserves a 3 for his performance. And next up, we got David Luiz, and for me, David Luiz was awful. He wasn't as bad as Rob Holding. He did try to run up. Most of the time, he was playing in the left wing position, in my opinion. He was way more forward up. He was trying to make things happen. He was pushing Richarlison off the pitch. He's trying to show some determination in the team. However, please don't sign him up on a new contract. I'm begging you, don't sign him up on a new deal. For me, he also gets a standard 4. He was awful in this game. He was horrendous, and he conceded 2, so that's why he gets a 4. Next up, we got Kieran Tierney. I think he's a real good player. Him and Saka on the left were looking quite decent. And for me, he done all the things that he could have. But for me, his performance definitely deserves a 6 at minimum. He was really good. He really was going up forward. He was putting crosses in, and he really showed his worth at the club. And this guy, make him the future captain. Next up, we got Bukaya Saka, and that guy worked hard for the team. He's the best player on the pitch. For me, he also deserves a 7. He's the best player on the pitch, so he deserves a 7. I'm going to give him a 6 as well, but for me, he really worked hard for the team. He was playing on the left wing, he was playing in the middle for a little while, he was playing in the left wing back row, he was playing on the right wing, he was sometimes even cutting in to play in the left wing, he was coming into striker. How versatile can this guy be? He's too good at this club. For me, he should get a better move. I feel sorry for him that he signed a new deal. He shouldn't have, because he is too good for this club. So, I don't know. Next up, we got Mohamed Elneny. He was shocking. Let's be honest, he was shocking. He was one of the worst performers on the pitch. Yellow card in the first 15 minutes. He was rushed. We were seeing the Elneny we saw back in the days under Wenger's season, under Emery season, where he just looked horrendous. And for me, this guy's performance today, he gets a 3. Next up, we got Danny Ceballos. He was awful as well. He was very awful. He didn't have much to do, but he done nothing really. He just was messing about. He was kicking Mina. He could have even got sent off today. I even called it at the start of the game. I think Sabas is going to get red carded. He looks poor. You can see why Arteta doesn't play him with the team. He can only come in as a super sub or something, but he's not doing that much in my opinion. So I think for me, he gets a 3 as well for his awful performance. Next we got Nicola Pepe. For me, I kind of felt sorry for Nicola Pepe, but I'm kind of being biased now. Let's be honest here. His performance wasn't that good. He does a man, but then he can't find the end product. We used to say that with Iwobi, but look at Iwobi now. Look at Iwobi now. He's putting crosses in for Richarlison. He's getting assist after assist. And you see Nicola Pepe, a £70 million best signing. He's poor. He gets a 3 in my opinion as well. Next we got Willian. He's the most shocking player I've ever seen. Why the hell have you signed this guy? It's a free transfer. You pay 220k plus for this guy per week. There's no heart in him. There's no determination. There's nothing in him. And really pissed me off is when Arteta took off Pepe, take off Willian. He did nothing in the number 10. He drives, he makes it one pass there, he gives it to Saka because he knows that Saka's going to do something. That's all he done really. And for me, he also gets a 3, a 2, I don't know. And for the other one, Pepe, I kind of rushed that one, but for me, he kind of gets a 4. But for Willian, for me, 3. It was one of the worst players on the pitch. He was poor. And next up, I feel sorry for the next players. In Nketiah, he tried hard for the team. He tried to get 1 or 2 headers. But let's be honest here, he's not at the level he needs. He needs more time. I'm not going to criticize a young player here. He looks like a huge player for the future. But now it's time to bring on Balogun. Mikel Arteta has to adapt these players. Because he can't just go for one man, go for another man. Put new players on because that's what I think the best way to go forward. And for me, Nketiah, for me, he gets a 5 really. He tried what he could. He was alright, but yeah, I think he gets a 5. Next we got Mikel Arteta, and for me, Mikel Arteta was... There's no fight in him, there's no determination. The determination that we saw him in the last season, we didn't see that in him. He's always trying other players, he's saying do this, do that, do that. I think he's getting intimidated by the fans. He's gone to Goodison, and if he tells in the post-match interview that his team played well, I'm going to literally lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind because he's been backing his players. His decisions sometimes have been poor. Why are you playing Willian? Play Emil Smith Rowe, play not Gabriel Martinelli, but don't play Willian. You're always sticky about my guy. You stopped with Bayern, now it's time to stop with Willian. Forget about your Willie, and now it's to play on other players. For me, Arteta in or out. I'm in the middle still, but I'm on the brink of saying Arteta out. Hopefully you can turn this around. But other than that, guys, remain blessed and stay tuned for the next video, and peace.